to me and she said, "You're walking."
Nice.
And I was like, okay, right? And it's like that, the messenger, or the other lady said on Monday, it was a cool moss, and you're walking through this. And what was fun for me is how quickly you can train the brain and how quickly you can change that mind. So this event is all about mindset. If you guys want to change your mindset, UPW is a great one to go to. It will help you conquer your limiting beliefs. And I promise you, if you don't think you have any, you have them. Even when you've been to the events over and over again, you still have them. And they show up and they keep coming back. You don't think that just because you checked it off and figured it out once that it's gone. Okay? It'll show up in many other areas of your life. In fact, I just had a coaching session with my coach this week and she kicked me in the butt and helped me see, oh wait, there it is again.
Yeah.
Right? So just make sure you guys are going to that. And then obviously ESS, our next event is in California. It is the 3-day event that we just did. But for any of you guys who obviously would love to come participate in that, I'm excited to see what that will be. 4th, 5th, and 6th of March.
And is that guy going to be there? Meeting guy?
No, I think we're going to actually do it on our own. So
That'll be awesome.
I actually think
So who's going to master that, you know?
I don't know yet. There's conversations already taking place. So, conversations already taking place. Okay, gratitudes from this week.
I just wanted to share, since we just already hit on that, is no matter what's going through life, if you just breathe. Like, it was so emotional for me. I wanted to share so badly, but I was a mess after that because it instantly took me to pain of me losing my brother and my father in the last 5 years. And it was so painful, and all those emotions just came at me at one time. But after that, then I started to go to all the ways they have affected my life. And I went through instant gratitude for what I have and the family and the relationships and everyone that's around me. So it just, and I didn't go to, oh, what I don't have. I actually went to what I do have. So you instantly, I forgot about where I was, what I don't have, what I'm struggling with. I instantly went to a gratitude place. So no matter what you're doing, there's always something to be grateful for.
Yeah.
And to move forward, and life is beautiful, and you wake up every morning, the biggest gift is you're able to see, you're able to walk, you're able to breathe and be there for your family. And that's just, it's the biggest gift that we sometimes take for granted.
We often take for granted.
So
right?
that just hit home for me. No matter what you're learning, if you're grateful, you see the next opportunity instead of looking at what you don't have.
I love it. You guys, who else can share? Here's my thing. One thing that I often will say too is as far as events is whether it's our event or other events you go to, make sure you share.
Oh yeah.
In fact, especially if you go to an event where it's life-changing for you, because the thing is you will learn 6 months later something that you thought you didn't think that was going to be a part of it, and then 6 months later you're sharing with it and you're like, oh yeah, that was another lesson I took from it. So please share some gratitudes, share some wins of what you took away. Jason.
One that I really like is action is a sign of trust. And
That's a good one.
That was powerful.
you know, a lot of times for me, I'll say, yeah, I believe you. I trust what you're saying. But then I look back on it and say, how many times have I acted after that? Or how many times have I gone, like, to me it was an eye-opening thing just to say, I gotta start acting a little bit more. I gotta start putting some of these things into action. Even though I believe it, if I'm not doing it, do I really believe it?
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. That's great.
I love that one. Okay. Jay.
George said that you can talk yourself out of anything, which I believe is true, but if that's true, then you can also talk yourself into anything.
Yeah.
So it can go both ways, but you decide what happens.
Yeah.
I like that.
One of my mentors has often said, and it goes along with what both you and Jason are saying, is we can have a belief, right, that we want to do something. But then if we have this other belief that why should I do it, or why not, right, then you have this belief that's bringing it towards you, and then you have this belief that's still pushing it away.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be able to attract it until you let go of this one, right? So you've got to make sure, okay, what belief do I have to conquer? So I love that.
Oh, sure.
You've had your hand raised. Kind of.
I was thinking. So, and I said this at the event, but one of the biggest things that I took away is we have our 3 pillars of life, our health, our economy, and our relationships. And for me, I find that the economy part bleeds out, and it bleeds into and interrupts my time working on those other, the other 2 items. And so just the idea of knowing what I want in each of those 3 areas, and that just exercise of, recentering. And for me, I just took that as I'm gonna purpose. Looks like I got home yesterday and I just sat in the driveway and I just, okay, I just visualized this is what I want this next piece of my life to look like, and this is what I'm gonna do with my kids, and this is what I'm gonna do with my wife, and I'm just gonna be present with them. And the same thing, I woke up at 5 this morning, I rolled out of bed, it was awful, and I just visualized, okay, it was a swim day, and this is what I'm gonna go do, and I went and did it, and then I visualized, okay, I'm going to the office, and this is what's going to happen. So just taking those moments in between those activities to be present and focused on what I'm about to do.
I love that, because how critical is that for us in our business? I think especially those of us who have other significance or things like that we go home to, right? It's so easiest for us to stay in conversation about work instead of coming back to and remembering what's this relationship? What is this I'm here for? And being present in the moment. So that's beautiful.
And then I have another one that's unrelated. So I don't know if you guys picked it up in the sales pitch of the prospecting school. Alma was up there. George mentioned, he said, hey, this guy sent 20 appointments in one day.
Yeah.
And so I've started stalking Alma on Facebook, and you can watch, he's got it on Facebook, and so I'm like 4 hours in of watching him prospect. And I've gotten more out of that 4 hours than I got in the Mike Ferry prospecting school. It's incredible. So, I'm totally gonna go sign up and do it just based on the teacher and what I've watched his skill set as.
Yeah.
And
He's really good.
to watch him, someone that's really good, and just watch them helped me understand where my skill set is, and now I know where to go to get help.
Love that.
That's great.
So really, go stalk him, that's amazing.
That's great. Anybody else? Yes, Jeff.
So I was really blown away. I had my expectations for this week were, they were there. I had some expectations. I expected to learn some things and take away, something that would help me, grow a little bit and help me grow my business. But it absolutely exceeded that by a million. The couple of aha moments that I had, the takeaways, meeting Colt and Lindsay, that I'm so grateful for that yesterday. The time that I got to spend, we only had a part of our team there, but it was great this week because to really connect better on a much deeper level with Y and Drew and Zach, some of the guys on the team. I'm absolutely so grateful for going, everything that I experienced and learned, and just absolutely, he kind of hit on it. I've always questioned why, my life has been, I've said it, I really have had a blessed life, and I just don't understand why, especially when I look at my family. But there's a reason. There's a reason why I'm here, at Century 21, and I'm happy, I'm blessed, I'm grateful. So.
Love that.
Why?
I loved some of my aha moments were when George said you are your greatest asset. I thought that was powerful. And I loved when John said you don't have decades to figure it out, you have chances.
Yeah.
I thought that was powerful.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Crazy. There's a quote that I learned from a gentleman by the name of Luke, who is, I think, becoming Tony's protege, kind of his takeover guy, I think, eventually. And one of the statements that he said, I was at a wealth mastery program, and one of the things that I loved that he said is, if you lay your head down at night and you don't pass out, you didn't play all.
Yeah.
That's true. Right? And it's essentially what you're saying. You have chances every single day, but are you truly taking all the chances you have? Are you truly striving to make sure that you are passing out at night, right? So I love it. Did you have your hand up, Rick?
Oh, no, I've got a million things, but I wanna hear from these guys.
Okay. John.
We've heard in book club and we've talked about forgiveness, and there was an individual that had grated on my nerves for a long time, and no, I'm not gonna drop a bomb or nothing. But I've been thinking about the need to forgive this individual for a year or half a year, and I've just been thinking about it, and then John talked about his mom and his sister, and something else happened which I can't say because then it'll tell you who it was. I'm all, well, I'm gonna tell them that I had negative feelings towards them. I'll give them a hug. And so when we went into break for lunch, I went and I gave that person a hug.
Nice.
And
Didn't hug me.
Who was me?
well, and it was unreal the emotional freedom I felt
Yeah.
after that hug. I mean, it was so overwhelming. I started crying.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm trying to get out of that room as quick as possible. There are other people wanting hugs too, and I knew there were tears coming down my eyes. I didn't want them to see it, and I wanted to understand that more. And it was just, it's unreal what forgiving someone does.
Yeah. I like that. I love that, John. Thank you for sharing. I often, I had an experience much like that. It's a technique that I call blaming effectively, right? And it's a system that I learned years ago, but it was a situation where I can sit there and blame somebody for everything they've done wrong for me and everything that they've done. And essentially what you're saying, John, is there is a positive and a negative energy. And guess who holds on to that negative energy if you're holding on to that grudge? Only you. That person really doesn't give a damn, pardon my French, whether or not they hurt you, whether or not if you're holding on to that grudge, whether or not if you're going through that, right? And the reality is when you start blaming them effectively, that energy releases you, right? It allows you to let go. It allows that positive energy to come in for yourself. So it's so interesting how we can constantly blame people from a negative standpoint, but how if we just blame them effectively for what they've taught us, even if that lesson was a way that we didn't want to act, right? Or that we didn't want to treat people, it's so much easier for us to live our life in that place of gratitude. So I love that. Thank you for sharing.
I think to go along with that, I think the reason why it was so powerful is the fact that when you have those grudges or whatever, is because you give them the power. So once he forgave, he took the power back, you know, in the control. And
Right.
that's what.
Right, well, the individual didn't even know.
Right. Yeah.
They didn't even, yeah.
Right.
Mm.
Love it. Anybody else? Yes, Ms.
The 3 days event, kind of event is my first time that I was in, and I know that my past on me now, and then this event give me a turning point to see my future, and that was great all moment for me as a agent, also as a person, as a human, you know. And also I feel like more grateful or gratitude because of the change my viewpoint. And then also the Century 21, I didn't know what company it is. My friend recommended me, I just signed up. I know Lindsay explained well though, but I didn't know anything about this company. But I realized I need the right company, what I'm looking for. I'm not a kind of person just for money. That's not important for me. Well, a little, but
Right.
my main is like George Morris say, integrity and also the honest, you know. And then I believe the money will follow me, but I didn't know how. I know the concept, but I didn't know how. But this company teach me that how I can do it, and that was give me a confidence, even though not a lot, you know. I'm just going a little bit more, but it's just such a big change to me. So I really appreciate all these companies doing for us.
I love
That's
it.
awesome.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Anybody else? Matt, hold it together.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Let it flow. I love it.
You know, my journey, I'm about to hit the first year, a full year this next week at the brokerage, and I've had such a great journey since I've been here. You know, I came here, I feel like my ego was a big problem for me, and over the last year I've grown so much, and you know, going to this event, you know, is it Colton Lindsay?
Yeah.
My gosh, you know, he gets up and he's doing his routine, and I was like, oh my gosh, George, is this how you're gonna finish this thing? And then we start breathing. I would honestly, it's like, you know, the movie Men in Black, where they start like you know, Will Smith finds out there's aliens, and it's like that becomes a regular part of his life. Like, he had no idea that it existed, and all of a sudden it's like his mind's blown, right? This is like basically that kind of thing for me. Like, I had no idea this kind of stuff was possible, and it's almost impossible. I was trying to share it with my brother the other day, or last night, and it's beyond words. And I mean, everybody in that room became my family, and I literally left fear behind, you know. And I'm just so obsessed. I did it again this morning. I mean, I'm just so obsessed with this, and I'm grateful for that and all these other amazing insights that George and John and everybody else left with us.
I love that.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Wayne.
Kind of my takeaways that I wrote down is that I think that everybody out there wants somebody to take charge, wants a leader. And even though I don't know a lot of the answers, if I talk like I know what I'm talking about, I think that a lot of it, that I think people will follow and expect me to be the leader. And that's one of my takeaways. Probably the biggest one is that when the panel was up there, I was thinking, I'm just as good as them. I can do it. They made it big, so can I. And that's probably one of my bigger
Absolutely,
takeaways,
you
is
can.
that I can do it too.
Absolutely, you can. I like it. Hey, we love it. You guys, thank you so much for sharing everything. I want to leave us with another exercise, if that's okay. I thought we would just add to our little arsenal, and really just to add to this place of gratitude that we're all in, and to really start our day from it, because I am a firm believer, and it was a reminder to me these last 3 days that gratitude is the antidote to life. And when you're in a place of gratitude, no other emotion can exist. And I'm just grateful for every one of you and for this environment that we have. You know, like Nikki, I've told George for years, I said, I really don't think you know what you've created. Those who truly immerse themselves in this really don't understand. And me and Mike have had those conversations, to all the different things we go to as a company together, to the events. You guys, I don't take this lightly. Like, come join us, be a part of it. You know, obviously a lot of us participated these last 3 days, but there's so many other things you could be doing inside this company to truly walk the walk and to take those daily steps to be able to do so. But if it's okay with you, I want to just kind of do a little roundup circle and take you through one of the exercises that I do every morning. And believe it or not, some people ask me how crazy I am. I literally will get up, get ready for the gym, and I will not leave my garage until I've done this exercise. And I sit in my car every morning and I do it. And it just really allows me to put my state of mind, but not only that, allow myself to wake my brain up. And there's belief behind the breathing exercises, right? That really what you're doing is you're allowing air to flow to your brain. and that there's energy that promotes from that a lot of people who take pre-workouts maybe don't need one, things like that, because you're allowing that flow system to happen faster for you. So a lot of not just good feeling from these exercises that you guys are learning, but also there's some science behind the health benefits that it will do for you as well, right? So real quickly, some of you may have participated in this, but it's called priming. How many of you have actually learned how to prime before? Okay, I'm going to take you one step further than you, PW. Okay, we're going to go into an exercise where essentially what you're going to do is you're going to hold your shoulders back. I want you in a peak state, so you're sitting up straight.
You want us circling up?
Yep. If you guys want to come up, yeah, that would be great. Let's do it as a group.
Sitting down or sitting up?
Sitting down. You want to be grounded, so sit. Sitting down.
Sitting is good for me.
Do it.
Sat next to Master Soul.
I just thought it was a good add to what we already did, right? Good way to end the week. And maybe something that you guys can add to your morning routine. So your stuff might come out of your nose, okay? Stuff might come out of your rough, whatever it is. We're just gonna close our eyes. Nobody's gonna see it. Okay, so you're gonna obviously what you're gonna do is I want you in a peak state, so you're gonna sit up straight. Okay, and then one of the things you're gonna do is you're gonna raise your hands up, and you're gonna go. Okay, and we're gonna do this 30 times. Okay, and then you're gonna take a deep breath, and you're gonna go to a place, I will call it your power virtues. Okay, so one of the things that I want you to think about is strong statements of yourself, things that you believe. So one of the things that I always will say is, I am love. I am light, I am gratitude, I am passion, I am strength, I am intuitive. And then I always will start in my statement, please release any subconsciousness that's not clearly my own. And the reason why I will state that is because oftentimes our day goes about that we are downloaded from other people, right? And when I want to start my day, I want to start from my own consciousness. And so I always will say, please release any negative energy and allow me to start from my own subconsciousness. Okay, and then I will do it again. We'll go 30 again, and then you're going to go to at least 3 intentions. So I want you to think 3 power virtues, at least 3 intentions. Okay, 3 intentions for the day, 3 intentions in your relationships, 3 intentions in your life, finances, whatever you may think that it needs to be for you. I'm not here to tell you what it is. Okay, and then we'll go 30 again. And every time, by the way, take that deep breath, right? Like allow that centering to happen. In fact, usually when I'm taking that deep breath, I'm often thinking of a white light that goes through my body. Okay, I'm allowing that light and that love to come through. Okay, and then we're going to do 3 more, and then you're going to say your gratitudes, and you're going to end your day in a place of gratitude, or start your day in a place of gratitude, right? And those gratitudes are anything, again, that you may believe that you need to give gratitude to. Just for me, myself, today, in fact, I wrote it in my journal as I sat down today, is I just said the little things about my body that I was grateful for, a heart that flows for me, right? 2 eyes that allow me to have a different perception every single day. Give me a different opportunity. It doesn't have to be something big. In fact, I would encourage you that in these gratitudes, you often are bringing in something small. Why would we bring in something small, you guys?
Because those are the things that we take for granted.
So many things, right? Like so many times we take the little things for granted. And we often will be thankful for these great big things that are happening in our lives, especially in our business. You guys, we are striver drivers, as they're often referred to, right? Like that's what we are trained to do in this business. Or I often will refer to it as this dogmatic energy. I don't love it. And I had to work on it for years to become into this place of, I call it our feminine energy, and men and women both have it, and you need to learn how to accept both. That place of being able to actually be in that place of gratitude for the small things, not just the big things. Because when you can be grateful for the small things, it's very easy to be grateful for the big things, right? It's the small things that are hard to be grateful for. So I want you to think of even just the smallest thing, your restful sleep that night. That gives you the energy to flow through the day, right? Just something small, okay? Ready?
Question.
Yeah.
So as we're doing this, you're going to guide us, right? You're like, now think about
yes,
this.
yes, yep, I will.
So,
I didn't know we were supposed to memorize.
so tell me the breathing thing again. I don't know if I caught it.
So you're gonna go, your hands are up. Right, we are pushing out. Yep.
No, other way.
Namaste,
State them in I am statements. Because I am allows you to affirm them for yourself.
Namastasye, 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 namo namaha.
And go again.
Tvam Brahmani Gayatri Namastasye, 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 namo namaha.
Breathe deep.
Ma
Imagine that light going through your body. Going to the place of intention.
Tvam Tripura Sundari Namastasye, 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 namo namaha.
When you're ready, take a deep breath.
Mata Bhuvaneshwari Namastasye, namastasye, namastasye,
Remember the small things, not just the big.
Tvam Raja Rajeshwari Namastasye, 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 namo namaha.
Right here. They were at, do 'em. All right.
Do it. Let's do it, guys. Let's go back. I succeed because I act on my goals. I am an optimist. I like talking to new people. I know what is important to me. I remember people's names. I have daily